Welcome back, everybody. You can all turn on your video cameras.
Hello. Wow. That was so great.
I love
Really. I
I
hope
love
you're
singing
proud
it
of
all
you.
live like that. We're still streaming, and we'd love for all the filmmakers to join us by turning on their video cameras so we can take a virtual bow and take some questions. Also, all of you watching in YouTube. If you have a question for any of our directors, our filmmakers, you can type it in the chat, and I'll monitor it to ask everybody.
Thank
Um,
you, Laura.
as everyone is opening up their cameras and turning the lights on,
But
Lynn, do you want to kick it off with
I just want to say I couldn't stop watching the comments in the YouTube as we were watching the film. I hope you all were. They are students from past years. There are your teachers are in there. Grace Cook came. The president of the college is here. Marquetta, many of you have been there. The BC Underground was there. Noemi, our trusted equipment manager, Joanne Christensen is there. I think it was wonderful to see all those people, and I'm missing out on a lot, obviously, but they are just wishing you all warm congratulations. They're so thrilled. Um, Joanne wants to know if you submitted as we talk about all the time in class. I hope that, oh, there's Whitney she's now within the Aurora Borealis and smiling. I think this was a wonderful experience. Phenomenal, as some people have said. Congratulations. Sweet, just the comments are great. So make sure you take a look at that as well. I have one question, but I'm going to open it up to everyone else first. I have one question to everyone. You can all think about this, and at some point, you want to add to it, that would be great. My question is, if anyone could do this again, what would you do differently? And think about that. You don't have to answer it now. Think about it, and we could talk about it at another time. All right. Anyone else? Questions? Comments?
I see Nazir just said that he would do everything. It's what's the source of what inspired, and a lot of you guys had some very personal stories. I'm interested in learning a little bit about what got you started on thinking this was the story you wanted to share. What was the inspiration?
Oh,
We're live on YouTube, everyone, so
Oh,
somebody volunteer.
Shaniqua, that yours would be good. Yours was a great piece.
oh, thank you. What motivated me was because I've been going through depression, and being that I'm so used to being, so, how should I say, fun to be around or whatnot. Um, this whole entire pandemic literally changed my whole entire perspective.
Mhm.
And then as like time progressed, I just lost motivation. But the reason why I did this capstone was because I'm simply wanted to show you guys that, how should I say, negativity doesn't last forever, we're able to like think about these things and reflect back on them, that's motivation for that.
I think that's very important, Shaniqua, and that you were an athlete and you had to go through multiple changes as an athlete and someone who's now dealing with storytelling. So the medium,
Yes.
photography, can work that way. I hope that's what you've taken away with you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Anyone else?
There's a question from the stream. Amanda Roldan asks, what were some challenges that took place and how many hours did you dedicate to your capstone? Anyone want to take a try at answering that question?
I'll answer it. Yep.
I'm sure you all had lots of challenges. Go ahead, Gerald.
For me, the amount of hours I spent, it was like, I lived this project. I worked on it every day, any chance I could, because I wanted it to be like good. But that's basically my answer. I just kept working on it because this is like what's supposed to represent what we learned the past 4 years.
Yep.
Any big challenges that happened in your process?
Yes, I had to redo a lot of things over and over again because I wasn't happy with the final result, and also I wanted to look in a specific way. So I had to like I said, the struggle for me was I had to redo some things, but it ended up being worth it because I wanted to have that look and aesthetic, and for me, I time managed everything so it wouldn't like take too long.
Excellent. Anybody else want to answer that? That's a great question. Any other challenges that people faced?
Frederick, I think, has his hand up. Go ahead.
For me, I just spent like maybe 2.5 hours create the whole scene for making the traditional animation. I start my production during the winter break, just to make sure I had to make the beginning, the middle, and the end has been showing the rest of my capstone. So I had to make sure that I had to follow the whole story about one of the Brain Knights. And for me, for choosing this idea, it just shows the inspiration of the medieval times. I just maybe went on the field trip since I was a new transfer student here at Bluefield in the school. Medieval times, during the sword fight is a great inspiration about becoming a great king and a hero, but it's still like the basis is inspirations of King Arthur, who wanted to be the king. But instead about being a king, I wanted to make my main character into a hero, which is exactly like the king.
And it was a story you grew up reading, isn't that right, Frederick? So it was something part of your own childhood?
Yeah, yes. All of this is part of fantasy, like a fairy tale.
Wonderful.
And yes, go ahead, Asia.
I just wanted to ask a question real quick. Does anyone remember seeing my capstone in that presentation?
Hers was cut off in the beginning, I believe.
The entire beginning was cut off in the beginning.
I
It
feel
showed
like
the last 10 seconds of my video.
I think the stream got from the Zoom to the stream, but I think if you rewatch the stream, it's there in its entirety in the beginning.
I was watching from YouTube actually, and
yeah, it was like
I
just a
didn't see
black
any of the
screen.
beginning. It was just a black screen. Yeah, like Gerald said.
And it like cut in midway, and yeah,
It was so confusing to watch where it started from. I don't think anyone got anything from it.
That's so strange because I saw I was watching. I guess I was watching on Zoom, so I saw the whole thing on Zoom. It's a possibility that there might have been a hiccup in the stream. Your video was the first one. We'll have to see if it's been recorded correctly, and then if it wasn't, we can edit it.
So how about the rest?
And technology, I think technology definitely is a challenge. You know, you guys, everyone working remotely, dealing with the Zoom and, you know, the streaming is just another challenge that we try to coordinate and face. But what's wonderful is that all of your videos will also be part of the symposium and the website. All of your pieces are individually placed in the website, and you can share those links with your family and friends, and it'll be up for a while for all to see. Any other questions? Let's see.
Anybody that would do something different? What are you taking away from this experience?
Well, we're taking away to do something different. You know, make a I had to just make a different story. Have this ideas, inspirations. If I have some ideas, I have to use the real world, the reality as my reference. Or maybe I'd like to go on the journey to go onto the animation studio. I had to go on the career job to support anybody's projects. That's why I had to do something different.
Well, always another project to do.
Yeah.
That's amazing. There's another question in the stream. We know the challenges of this pandemic have given technology and mental health, but what were the benefits for you all having this capstone community together during this time?
No commute, I would say, huh? You didn't have to commute. What are the benefits?
The challenges for me, well, the benefits for
And
me
challenges.
was, the
Yeah.
benefits were that it was right in my own comfort where I could work my own workstation. So that would be for me, like no commuting, no physical requirements of like, just having to be somewhere. But yeah, just the liberty of working in your own space.
I agree. Working in your own space is very beneficial, and no commute. Yeah. So, I mean, for me, being able to do most of my work in my room, it was just easier, to be honest with you. So that was kind of something that made it a lot easier for me, at least.
Yep. And for me, as for my benefits for learning and making this capstone, I think I have to maybe share some my inspiration experience to do a generation of animators. I know some one of my family relatives are really inspired because of my hard work, and I know that my siblings are maybe really very proud of me for inspiration. Maybe I should share my experience and teach them any type of students or any kids who are showing the inspiration to cartoons.
That's lovely, Frederick. And I thank you, Stephen and Gerald, for sharing that. Those are, the industry does work pretty remotely, the film industry, animation industry, production, anyway. So of filmmakers that I know, they're already working in some little dark closet somewhere in a dark space, and very often they share their work remotely. Yes, they do get together for certain edits and production meetings, but it is how the industry works. So you have a little practice at this. So
Well, that's comforting.
that's comforting. Good. Glad to hear it.
Yes, I mean, I think the world has changed in that respect, and we can all expect that there will be aspects of remote working in our future. Does anybody have any other things that they want to add or comment on
Paolo,
as we
Paolo.
close out the 2021 festival?
Paolo has one last question. He says, do you think you will have worked better or the same once the pandemic is over?
Ooh, that's a good question. If the pandemic didn't happen, would my work have been the same?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's like an alternate reality. I honestly was thinking about that last year before this pandemic started, like, oh crap, next year's like the big commitment. How am I gonna do it? But that's a good question. I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the only difference would have been me not wearing masks on my way to my interviewees. That's really it. I think everything else would have been like the same. To be honest with you, I do feel like though, like working home and then like just going out and doing my thing, I think there's less distractions for me, at least when I'm just like doing things in my own space, and then I go out and I do my interviews and stuff. So I think, I don't know how much different it would have been, maybe a little bit different, but the masks are the main thing, really. It's just having to wear a mask everywhere I went, and following COVID restrictions and getting tested before interviews and after and everything else. So yeah.
For me, now that I think about it, I probably would have been in the CAT building till 10 p.m. like every day, and also showing up Saturday and Sunday, just because like, a lot of the stuff is there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have been there with you, Gerald.
Yep. And for me, well, we're almost to the light out of the tunnel when the pandemic is over. After the pandemic may be over, maybe I'd like to travel all over New Jersey, see my family and my friends. Maybe I'd like to maybe going to work in person. That sounds really going to seem beneficial for me when the pandemic is over. Even though I have to go to work in person or maybe remotely, I think I feeling comfortable doing both. I think I learned the great experiences of learning remotely by Miss Liz Otto's classes and work as well.
I think we all take away the sense of missing community as we all knew it, seeing each other in person, touching, hugging each other, wishing each other well, sometimes crying, it has its pains, this type of a project. But we've kind of created a new sense of community. And I think going forward, as Professor Laura says, we are going to do things differently, and remote community is going to be part of it. Maybe not all of it, but part of it. And you guys have had like a crash course in it. I just have to say, every piece I saw was wonderful, and what it told me about each one of you. And it was just great to work with all of you. That's my takeaway. I wish you all well. And
congratulations to everybody. It's wonderful to have this festival and to come together even in this virtual way.
I seem very emotional. I seem really emotional right now.
Same.
Yeah.
I feel nothing.
Yeah.
I just feel tired. We all share our pain, especially the animators. We know. Yeah, I see you, Whitney. You're laughing.
Yes, I do know.
The pain, especially for 3D animation with rendering.
I'm still in unbelief. It still hasn't hit me yet.
So, when every seniors who graduate this year, when we get our bachelors, I hope we're going to have a wonderful future, getting a high-paying job, making our family proud, or maybe the best thing is start our own business. I hope we have a greater future ahead of us.
I still know friends from college, and it's been a long time. And I hope that we even do creative projects together. And I hope that you all will as well. You might take a break, but come back and you know how to reach each other and reach out to each other, because you know who can do what at this point. You've seen it. It was very good and emotional. I'm impressed.
We have one last question before we end our screening event from Julia Del Bagno. She says, "You all did amazing. So proud to be a part of this community. Congratulations." And then Cosmic Comics Productions has asked, "What advice would you give to the next class to stay inspired and motivated?" Excellent question. I hope everyone from the junior year is watching. What can you share? What pearls can you give us?
Keep going and don't give up.
Yeah, same. Motivation. Yep.
Keep going. Don't give up. Work through it. Even if you come with challenges or anything that's like holding you back, just keep going.
Start in the summer. I would start in the summer.
Yep. Start soon.
Planning.
Yep. Definitely.
Enjoy yourself. It doesn't all have to be stress.
That's true.
Yep. And
I'm sorry. And also time management. Please do not procrastinate.
Use your classes to get your capstone work done as well. That's another thing. Get a lot of your work done in your classes. Take advantage of the classes you have, and put your work towards your capstone.
Correct.
Yep. And don't forget. You're not perfect. Just keep learning by your mistakes. But sometimes we all have to, we made tons of major mistakes during our first time in this class or anything, but don't worry about it. But even though you make lots of mistakes, you don't have a perfect grade like an A and B and C, it doesn't matter. The most important person that you have to make yourself successful in college or at school and here is yourself. So please make yourself successful, because all those academic, like your grades or your teachers or instructors, those instructors are going to guide you, not making you successful. So the only person that make you successful is yourself. Even things will be hard you. This is the first time when you're in college.
Very nice. Very
Excellent
nice.
advice, everyone.
You can
Wait, Tracy
I
has
feel
something.
like after doing my stop motion, I feel like I can make just about anything. Like I look at stuff in the store and I'm like, I can make that. I don't have to buy that. So I feel like you can do it as long as you put your mind to it. You can create just about anything that you want to create.
Good advice.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's been a joy to work with all of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you. That's a very good presentation.
Bye.
Yes, very impressive, guys.
Yes.
Very, very impressive.
Congratulations, everyone.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everyone.
That was wonderful.
Bye.
Bye-bye.